Hello everyone, Jeff Murrin here with another installment in my discussion of The Things They Carry by Tim O'Brien. This is a very short chapter. I believe it's chapter 8. They're not numbered in here, but it's the title is The Dentist. And this focuses on a particular character named Curt Lemon and his antics and his kind of oddball, well, I don't want to say that they're oddball ways, but what he does is rather extreme and strange. However, it fits right in line with a lot of what Tim O'Brien has said thus far about the soldiers and the ideals the soldiers carry along with them throughout their time in Vietnam. I thought it interesting, very interesting here in this story early on in the chapter, where Tim O'Brien points out, it's in the very first paragraph of the chapter, it says he kept replaying his own exploits. It's about Curt Lemon. He kept replaying his own exploits, tacking on little flourishes that never happened. And I think that's a very interesting point that he stresses here at the beginning of this chapter, given everything that the last chapter contained about how to tell a true war story. The thing is, though, I believe that the difference is this isn't a story about war. This is a story just to try to build up his own mystique, build up his own machismo, and there's personal gain for the way Curt Lemon tells his stories about himself, which is different than trying to relay the experiences of being at war. But we see this Curt Lemon, this character, as somebody who is so, over the top with trying to prove himself, trying to be so, I don't want to say fearless, do anything, try anything, and just having this reputation of being a badass, I guess. All right, but then a little thing happens where the military sends out somebody to check out their teeth, and Curt Lemon is not down with this because he's had some bad experiences in his past as far as dentists go. And let's face it, not a lot of people really like going to the dentist. I happen to like mine. He's a pretty swell guy. Anyway, I know that a lot of people really fear the dentist and don't like it. And Curt Lemon turns out as human just like everybody else. And so this guy who wants to have the mystique of being so tough goes to the dentist and passes out immediately. And when he comes to, he's got this little goofy grin on his face, like, almost to suggest that, yeah, I really made a fool out of myself. Spends the rest of the day cursing himself out and just absolutely humiliated. And he can't stand that humiliation. If you remember, one of the things that not Curt Lemon, that's the character, that Tim O'Brien states in this is that one of the greatest fears of a soldier is blushing. And so here he has just made a fool of himself, and he is utterly embarrassed by what has transpired. And so he does this crazy thing, waking up the dentist in the middle of the night, insisting that he has a toothache and having him extract a perfectly good tooth. And after doing that, after feeling that pain, and after standing up and doing this and taking that tough guy role to the extreme, then he's satisfied. It's an interesting little snippet here for him to include that storytelling and the links that Curt Lemon would go to try to make sure that his stories about himself lived up to his own hype. But anyway, just my thoughts on that. And as always, I want you all to keep it up and happy reading.